guys, these are some basic examples of differential equations and initial value problems. This is something that you would be introduced to like in a Calc 1 class. So just an FYI, you're going to want to pause and try the examples when you are prompted to do so. That'll help the video make it mean a little more to you. And if you're looking for free guided notes, you can go to divideandconquermath.com and you can find all my free guided notes for every single video that I have. And just an FYI, so you might want to pause the video and just review these formulas. If you don't have these written down, these are very, very handy. These are kind of like the basics of what you need for these types of problems. So let's take a look at this initial value problem. So I've got dy dx equals 5 minus 3x squared, and then I've got this kind of initial condition or initial value. So there's always two parts to this. So the first part is you have to just find the general solution. So maybe I'll just write that. So the general solution. And that's really found by just finding the antiderivative of this part here. So the antiderivative of that would be 5x minus x cubed plus c, and that's what's going to equal our y. So you find the antiderivative of this. This is going to be your first part, and it's got to be that whole equation. It's got to have the whole equals y, or you could say y equals all of this, you know, whatever you want to do. And then you have to find the particular solution. So you can't do that until you have the general solutions. These are always two-part problems. The particular solution always relies on having that initial value. If you don't have this, then you cannot find the particular solution. So just keep that in mind. So now what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to plug into this, I'm going to plug in this 0, and I know what it's supposed to equal. So I could, if I want to be really formal about this, I could say this is y of 0. So then this will be 5 times 0 minus 0 cubed plus c, and I know what that's supposed to equal. That's supposed to equal 4. And so now you can see just everything just drops out, so I just get that c equals 4. But that's not what the answer is, right? So the actual solution is going to be y of x, or y, whatever you want to call it, will be 5x minus x cubed plus 4. And then that's it. So there's your solution in this case. Okay, so I want to suggest that you pause the video here and hit play when you are ready to see the solution. Try to see if you can see this whole problem through. Okay, so first let's just start with the general solution again. So my general solution is going to be y of x equals 9x to the 1/3 plus c. And this totally might be throwing you off a little bit. So if this is throwing you off, you might want to just consider, I have a few videos on just basic antiderivatives and indefinite integrals. And it's also very normal for this kind of stuff to throw you off. I still very often have to just take the derivative in my head. So this would be 9 times 1/3 x to the negative 2/3. So I still have to do that a lot just to like double check my solutions. So don't be surprised if you are falling into that category and you're just learning Calc 1. That's totally expected. Okay, so here's my general solution. So now for my particular solution, so let's see if I can straighten out my handwriting a little bit here. So for my particular solution, so this is not y of 0 anymore, this is y of 8, so we just have to plug this in and kind of work this out. So this would be 9, so maybe I'll be more clear. This is y of 8, so if I do this, this will be 9 times 8 to the 1/3 plus c, and then I know that this has to equal 1. So now it's just a matter of really working this out and seeing what this is. So the cube root of 8 is 2, so this really becomes 9 times 2 plus c equals 1, and maybe I'll get rid of this parentheses, or equal sign. So 18 plus c equals 1, so then you subtract 18 from each side. So now I get that c equals negative 17. Okay, that's fine. So then what is my particular solution? So maybe I'll write the particular solution right here in this orange color. So the particular solution then is 9x to the 1/3 minus 17. So you're not done until you've actually stated the whole thing. That's a really common mistake. So just make sure that you don't make that mistake. Okay, so I've got one more here for you if you want to try another one. This one's got some trig in it. Pause the video, hit play when you're ready to see the solution. Okay, so once again, we're going to start with the general solution. So for my general solution, this will just be y of x equals the cosine of pi x plus c. And now for my particular solution, so let's see, so now I've got to plug in my y of 0 into this, so this becomes cosine of pi times 0 plus c. All of this now has to equal 1. Now, cosine of pi times 0, that's just going to be the cosine of 0. So if you think about where cosine of 0 actually falls, so this just becomes 1 plus c equals 1. Therefore, my c actually just equals 0. So now for my particular solution, so again, I'll just state it in this color. So my particular solution in this case is just cosine of pi of x, and that would be it in this case. Okay, so that wraps up just some of my basic examples here on differential equations. So hopefully you found that helpful. And I'll see you guys in another video, hopefully.